Yeah, beat him up, break his neck, break his neck. Big Bronson Reed. Mate, listen, I'm late to the party on doing a video, man, because I should have done this a while ago, and I promised people that I would do the video, and I didn't. But I'm here now, and that's all that matters. Big Bronson Reed, the Colossus, the big man. He's kind of short in height, but big. But you get my point. In fact, I don't want to say that he's whatever, because he's a dangerous guy. Hall of Pain Reed. Hall of Pain 2.0, the new Mark Henry. Listen to me, Black. Surefire way to book Bronson Reed. Sometimes in wrestling, the story writes itself. Sometimes in wrestling, history repeats itself. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes imitation is the best form of flattery. Sometimes the fans will dig what you're doing if you do it right. And Hall of Pain Mark Henry is one of the greatest WWE superstars to ever live now. Sexual Chocolate Mark Henry, one of the greatest in his own right, comedy style. But this Mark Henry Hall of Pain, with the cornrow little singlet flats, aggressive, coming out to the ring for no reason, just to cause havoc. Why can't we do that with Bronson Reed? Now, I have to say, the reason why I didn't do this video earlier is because I waited, because I thought when he turned on Seth Rollins, I thought that was going to be the turning point. Anyway, now, I will take this from WWE. They've done a lot better with Bronson Reed than they have been doing in the past. The problem is, leading up to that Seth match, he was losing a lot of matches. Sami Zayn, Chad Gable, Tozawa. So there's a lot for us to forget about. But WWE fans and wrestling fans are forgiving if you do stuff right. I mean, listen, we've had some terrible storylines for people. We all forgot that Liv Morgan and Lana's lesbian because Liv Morgan's the champ now. You get me? So we'll forget some stuff. Some men have forgot about Stardust. Although I was a fan of Stardust, but you get my point. We'll forget it. Man, I forgot about Suffering Succotash because you get me. We forgot that Rey Mysterio lost his eye because he's Rey, but he's got his eye back and no one can explain it. So there's a lot of things, bro. We forgot about Bobby Lashley and Lana. You know what I'm saying? We'll forget about some stuff so we can mend that, because we forgot that Solo lost 46 matches in a row or whatever, because actually we ain't forgot that, but he's doing great work right now. So what I propose with Big Bronson Reed, and it's not rocket science. Do you want to copy the story exactly? No. But you want to imitate that art form and bring it into this modern day. Now, the beauty of Mark Henry it wasn't kayfabe at the beginning. It was real. The first time we saw Hall of Fame Mark Henry, he went down, I think it was for a dark match, and nobody came out on SmackDown, and he lost his damn mind. And then he started, he was going to start wrecking stuff. Now, leading up to the Bronson Reed story, because even though I want to book this myself and not into loads of detail, because that can be at a different time, I can talk for ages. Leading up to this was, I'm going to take what I want. He was getting mad at the opportunities he was getting in WWE and stuff like that, which is fine. Currently, he's been, I think, up until today, which is going to be Raw tonight. So this Raw, I'm assuming that Seth Rollins will either join the Bloodline, or next week he'll join the Bloodlines not join the Bloodline, but join the Bloodline Survivor Series team, which means Bronson Reed on the other team as well. So let's go from that point on. Survivor Series, the two teams go against each other. Forget the details of the match, apart from the fact that Solo's team loses. It's not to Bronson Reed's fault, and he snaps at the end of this match. So obviously the baby faces are going to cheer and stuff like that. I'd have Bronson Reed tear up the cage. I'd have him tear up the cage. I'd have him power slam all of the Bloodline members he's with, because unless they're going to keep him with them, then what is it? You know what I mean? He's just going to be on Raw and he could help them all the time. Let him tear them up. Don't make it personal. The fact that you made me lose against Seth again and it was my last shot to get him, I'm going to tear them up. Go backstage, lose his mind when people try to stop him, regular stuff, tear the security guards up. Adam Pearce threatened to beat him up as well. You know what I mean? Leave on his own arc going forward. And then from that point on, we get him back on Raw and they just put him in a regular singles match. I'm talking about like they put him against a regular local competitor and he's like, yo, what's going on here, bro? And they're like, listen, as your punishment, you're starting back from the beginning. Like, you're not in any title opportunities. Whatever tournament they've got coming up, stack him off from it. Don't give him any intercontinental title shots or anything like that. To the point where he's like, listen, I'm going to let you know this, and because obviously what he did with Seth was he tried to go for the top star to prove a point. This one, I'd have him go, no one's getting through their matches until I get what I want. And I would have him interfering 60-70% of everyone's matches. I'm talking about like whether the match is finished or going on, he gets down there and puts somebody through a table, through the barricade, tsunami rolls out of there. In fact, I would have it before a match starts. I would have him take Raw under siege. I'd have him take over Raw. And his whole point is, listen, I'm going to sit ringside in it. And every time somebody comes out, I'm going to finish them off before they even get into I'm going to ruin your whole Raw show. So when everyone starts taking him serious, then you give him a formidable opponent. You say, listen, this, and this, but the way this is going, we want you to sign a contract. You're causing too much havoc on our show. If you lose this match, you must leave WWE. Because you're causing too many problems, you're causing too many injuries, we're running out of competitors to use, you're ruining the show for people that paid for this match versus this person, and we're not getting them. And then I would go, yeah, give him. I mean, this is the part where it's going to be a problem because you're going to offer up somebody with a title that don't want to lose. Now, if Bron Breakker didn't already lose, then it would have been perfect. But I would have whichever title we're going to go for, US title, have him turn up on SmackDown as well if that's the case. In fact, you could go for the fact of let him lose that match and he has to leave Raw so he turns up on SmackDown. And the first person he goes after is LA Knight and causes the same problem because he's on the contract with WWE, the company, not just Raw. Have him beat LA Knight. When does it need to be? It doesn't have to be soon. I mean, I think you give him his biggest spots at Royal Rumble first. Have LA Knight take him out of Royal Rumble. And because LA Knight's doing an open challenge, have him turn up after he's taken him out and beat the crap out of LA Knight, take that title off him. And you build that Bron Breakker, I'm flipping out, that Bronson Reed into the killer he deserves to be because look at him. I mean, I can't lie. Just seeing him on one SmackDown with the Bloodline, he looked great with them. Like, it looked like all of a sudden they look very dangerous with him and Jacob Fatu there. But I would have them do that. Now, all the semantics and the details in between, we can sort that because obviously I'm not really booking this. No one's going to give me this. If they gave me the pen, I'll figure the details too. But I'd have him endanger everyone. I'm talking about the stars, what they're Damien Priest, everyone. Could be the move, man. I think Bronson Reed, you have to strike while the iron's hot. And right now, the iron is heating up. If you walk past this iron, it might burn your shoulder a little piece and that. We needed to get it to mountain hot. So let's get this, man. I've been your boy, Gustavo. Comment, like, subscribe, share. Let me know who you think in the comment section. Hall of Pain 2.0, Bronson Reed. Right.